Well, hello YouTube. Welcome back to my channel. This is Allie's Wonderland Creations, and I started the video before my board was out. So this is my paper pumpkin alternatives. This is video number 8, May 2023, Exploring in Color. You already saw our card for today. I had to restart this video. Let me show you. It was inspired by this beautiful card that Miss Cynthia sent me. And I absolutely loved it. Up until I actually got this card in person, I was not a big fan of white on white cards. This card made me change my mind. And I am so grateful I got this card in the mail because I was able to make this beautiful card for you. So let's get started on what you are going to need. Just love this. I love how this is lightened in the card. Great, great card. Love it. So here we go. This is our card. We're going to be using a few different things, but that is my sample. So we are calling this a white on white card. I have a thick piece of basic white here, thick piece. Card base is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. It's on thick. Then I have a piece of shimmery white cardstock, 3 3/4 by 5. This is not the same color white, but I think it's going to work really well in making it a little bit more noticeable. Then layer number 1 is the shimmery white. That's 3 3/4 by 5, and I embossed it with the Timber embossing fuller right there. And then we have, let's see, I have some layers. So layer number 1 is the shimmery white. Layer number 2 is 2 inches by 4 1/4. And that is this piece right here. So 2 by 4 1/4. This is the back of one of our card bases that I used from the add-on kit. So that's layer number 2. Layer number 1 for the DSP is this piece here, and that is 1 3/4 by 4. We're going to cut it down. I'm going to show you how. Now I'm going to show you what else are we using. So I brought in the bow punch, and the old retired sprig punch. I'm using a little bit of vellum, and I'm using, which one of these? I already have this stamped and punched out if I can find it. Okay, it's this piece here on the card. My sample, I used this one. This one is in Wild Wheat. We used this one in Moody Mauve. I'm not using these splotches, though you could. I'm using my itty bitty backgrounds, and I'm using Hello. Sorry, my grandson coming home kind of like stumped me there for a minute. So I wanted to show you. I cut this card base. This was the back of a card base. This is the back of a card base. This was, it went this way. This was the front end of the card base. I am going to get 3 pieces of DSP from this one card base. I cut this in one. I cut it off here in the center, right? And then I cut this at 1 3/4, 1 3/4, and that left me with a 2-inch strip, which I have yet to use. You could have used the Moody Mauve on this. I chose to use this boho blue background. So I had 1 full card base. I cut me 2-inch strips. That left me with a 1 1/2 inch strip, which I can use later. And now these are my focal point. So this is already at where it needs to be, which is 2 by 4 1/4. This one needs to come down to 4, and I just took that off of the top like so. Now you can use any corner rounder instrument you have. I happen to have this old ticket corner punch from Stamping Up, and I just love it. So I'm going to do both the top corners of my pieces. So now I have 2 tags that look great. Oh, hold on, something's falling out here. Don't need that going anywhere. So next we're going to stamp onto this piece, and I am just going to grab me my little scratch pad here, give me some cushioning and the hello, which you guys know I love a hello on a card. I just love it, so I could not resist. And for these cards, I'm telling you, sentiment strips, I'm having a hard time. I'm enjoying stamping directly onto them, not covering up any of that gorgeousness. There's my hello. Just like that. And don't need that anymore, so I'm going to put that in my tray with the rest of my goodies. Now this we are going to glue directly onto its counterpart. And that's because we are going to put it on dimensionals all together. So I'm going to bring this like so. I think that blue just goes beautifully with the blue sky. That's why I chose the blue. But copper clay, you could have done this with any of them. So now we have, you can see that this shimmery white is not the same as basic white as far as the color tone, but I really think it's going to help the overall impression of the card, because you're going to be able to see the timber embossing folder more. And there we go. We just want to smooth that out. Now I'm going to stamp directly onto this. I have not forgotten that it needed that. Let me show you on her card. It needed this little bit in there, and then I chose to do that on mine. And I chose my old itty bitty backgrounds. I can show you those right here. I'm using the speckled one. And I am stamping off. Where is my paper? Okay, there it is. Stamp off. Now how I'm going to do this is, I know that I don't want this quite in the center. I want it over a little bit. So I'm using my finger as a guide. So I want this like right here. I'm going to turn it this way and push that up and stamp. Just like that. I'm going to do this one more time. I'm going to bring this down. And I'm going to stamp off just to make sure. I'm going to put that right here, pull this one away, and stamp down. So I know that I got that exactly where I want it, which I did. And I do want a little more there. So nothing hurt it right there. Move that away. There. Just wanted it to come out a little bit more. So we could also, let's go ahead. I didn't do this on my card, but while I've got it in my head, let's just do it. We are going to stamp on the inside. Hold on. I need a piece of scratch paper. This will work. I think it needs a little, so we're going to go ahead, stamp off, stamp off, stamp off, stamp off. I think that's kind of cool. I like that down at the bottom, just to add a little bit of visual interest. So some dogs are having a fit out there. They're not mine. They're all inside. So I'm going to let you take a look at our card first, and I'm going to show you the bits that I already have prepared for this card. So my lovely Aunt Carol gave me some of these. I don't know what to tell you they're out of. It's got this pattern on them, but she gave me quite a few here, black and white. They're gorgeous. So I thought, why not bring it in for this card? Where did my tag piece go? You guys see that go? It ran away. Oh. Okay, so here's my tag. This now is gonna go along. I need to probably do it this way because I don't want, I've got to figure out, I might have to do a little surgery on it. Yes, this has got to go. That right there cannot be in the way of our gorgeous hello, and it is a beautiful hello, by the way. Love it, but don't worry, we'll piece it back on here. Give me a minute and you'll see, because I have an idea. So this now is going to go right along the edge. So let's move that aside. And I am going to run a bead of glue right here. And I'm going to start down here at the bottom. And here comes trouble. Yes, I'm doing a video. I'll be in just a minute. Ask Papa. I'm sure he'll say yes. But if not, just wait till I'm done and you can go to Christian's. So this little guy is going to go right there. See? No worries. He's going to be just fine. So this is our tag. Let me move that down there. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. So this is what we have. We have that Moody Mauve in the bow punch. We have the wild wheat I stamped off and stamped using the layering leaves, and we have one of that old sprig punch because I wanted to add some to this, and I have a vellum piece which I think just really adds a little bit more up this flower. So we are first going to get this piece in place. And I'm just going to run some glue down the stem. We want it down here. Ta-da! And then I'm going to pick up a glue dot. And I'm going to place it right there because I know that's where the vellum needs to go. And then I'm going to add another. Let's see if I can pick up another one right here to make sure it's held in place. There we go. So there's our little, excuse me, tag. Now we're going to use some of this linen thread. Now I've already made a double bow on my little bow maker. And we're going to pull this out and we're going to wrap it around 3 times. And use a little bit of Handa Scotch tape. Yes, we are. 1, 2, I'm going to go 3. So 3, and a snip here in a second. Watch my Scotch tape not be big enough to make it all the way across to the other side. It's just short. But barely caught it. That will not be safe. Will not be safe. So we're going to add another piece of Scotch tape there. So next we're going to add our little bit. Let me put this back in my little bag, snip it on my little magnets. And we need a glue dot to adhere our gorgeous little double bow there. Just like so. Now we're going to put all of this goodness up on a dimensional, not tear tape, dimensional only. So we're going to put probably 6. Nope, we're going to do 5. All right, let's get all our backings off. Then I'm going to show you a couple of things you can use for the front. Because if you see those, you might think, where on earth did she get those? Well, folks, I got this great big bag of, if you do diamond art and you do paper crafts, do not throw those little plastic things away. Save them for your paper crafts. They work awesome. Uh-oh, that's my little, I was like, what is that? That got cut underneath a dimensional. So we're going to lay this up just there. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Now, where'd they go? I had some out already. This is one of those little diamond arts. And you can see I used 3 of them right there. For this card, though, I want to use that pearlized enamel effects just because I want to be different. So this is what I'm going to use for right now. But I wanted to show you couldn't use those. So 1, 2, 3, I really need that to go down. I don't like it pointy. So now we can also use those up here. Let's see, where else can I put them? We can put some on here. On this one, just adding a little kiss. You lift this little leaf up. On this one, I don't want to move that pearl essence, pearl effects there. And don't forget this one down there. So you guys might have something similar you can do. I'm also going to add a little bead in here just to, let's see. Oh, cool. Very cool. You move that, bring it on there. Oh, very, very, very cool. So there you have it. I didn't do an envelope. This one I will put in just a clear envelope as I think it's a stunner and it looks gorgeous. And I want those mail carriers to get a good look at what a gorgeous card I'm sending a friend of mine. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, would you give me a thumbs up and let me know? If you like it, leave a comment. I love, love, love your comments. And I want to thank each and every one of you for watching my videos, subscribing, sharing, and liking. And I invite you to come back to my wonderland. Thank you. Bye-bye now.